Hello everyone, and welcome to 3 ways to make a fat day positive. Now, a little bit of a strange title perhaps, and I hope you know what I mean by a fat day. By a fat day, I mean that you feel a bit there, you feel a bit disconnected from your body, you feel like you're a bit bloated, you feel like you're not fitting into your clothes properly, perhaps your clothes feel a little bit tight, your stomach maybe feels a bit bloated. And it happens to all of us. It happens to people of all shapes and sizes. And I know that from experience. I know that when I was bigger, when I was smaller, I still had fat days and I still felt absolutely the same. Didn't matter what size I was. If I had a fat day, I was having a fat day. And I've seen this from experience as well, that people who you might class as overweight have a fat day, people who might class as obese, people you might class as underweight, people you class as a normal weight. It doesn't matter what size and shape you are, we all have fat days, just like we all have bad hair days as well, yeah? So, and sometimes it takes you by surprise, nothing's particularly changed that you can think of, but you just feel a bit blah. So I want to look at 3 ways how we can take this feeling that we all get and turn it around and make it a positive. And I just want to emphasize that we all get it and we will all continue to get it. So how can we make the most of this? Okay, so first off, we can use that kind of fat, kind of bloated feeling as a motivator, because just as quickly as it happens, so you might find one day you feel fine, you're pretty happy within yourself and you're happy with how you're feeling. But the next day, something's changed and you just don't feel like that anymore. But just as quickly as these things come, these things can go again. So I think there's a bit of a 2 to 3 day rule here. I find if I'm feeling a bit kind of yucky and a bit bloated, or my clothes are a little bit tight, that if I give it 2 to 3 days of eating well and eating moderately, and drinking lots of water or herbal teas, I can pretty much guarantee in 2 to 3 days' time I'll feel fine again. So use it as that motivator. You could swing either way. You could think, well, what's the point? Nothing's changed. What's the point? I feel bleh anyway, so I'm just going to carry on. And you could start self-sabotaging, or you can turn it around, just think, actually, just as quickly as it happened and I felt like that, I can feel the other way. So give it 2 or 3 days, give yourself the best chance possible, eat light, eat well, and drink lots of water, because that water will start to flush anything out your system as well. And you'll start to feel better and you'll have restarted some healthy habits. And it's worth pointing out that when you have a fat day, you haven't probably actually gained any fat whatsoever. It's probably something to do with salts, hormones, something that you ate that's reacted with you, or just the weather. Sometimes I find actually when it's stormy and the weather is kind of oppressive, that can be when I feel it as well. So just recognize as well that it's not because you actually got any fatter, it's just the way you're feeling. So use it as a motivator and think, actually, just as quickly I can feel the other way and I don't want to carry on feeling like this, so I'm just going to eat light, drink lots of water, and establish some healthy habits again. Number 2 is build yourself the most flattering mirror possible. Now, I don't mean this in a practical sense, although that obviously would be a good thing to do as well, but in a kind of literary way, really. So when you go into a changing room, there's 2 ways it can go, isn't there? If you go into a changing room with bright light, a mirror that's just slap bang against the wall and perhaps a little bit too close, then that can be not a very nice experience. But if you go into ever like a really nice, roomy change room, the kind of changing room where you've got a chair in the corner, it's all very well thought out with the right number of hooks, Why don't they ever have enough hooks? Right number of hooks, nice curtains, nice furnishings, really nice lighting. The mirror's probably slightly tilted, and you just go in and you feel good. And the thing is, you haven't changed between those two mirrors, but you're seeing yourself in a much different light, and that so affects how you feel, doesn't it? There's one place we used to go with Fitfish on Fitfish week-long snow and spa trips in Austria, and lovely as the hotel was, the mirrors weren't very flattering at all. And it did affect your mood kind of all week, because every time you looked in the mirror, you just felt a bit like, ugh. And then when you got home and saw yourself in a normal mirror, you're like, oh, fine. And you just think, actually, if they'd had a different mirror, my week might have been a little bit different. And that sounds a bit shallow, but it does affect us, doesn't it? So we need to see ourselves through the best possible mirror, through the best possible light and the best possible lens. And like I said, this could be absolutely practically, if you've got the time, the space, the money, the design, gifting to actually make yourself a very flattering kind of mirror corner, maybe get a tilted mirror, some nice lighting, and it makes you feel good, brilliant, go for it. Try and recreate that in your house. But I also mean, from a non-practical point of view, that we speak to ourselves in the best possible light, that we see ourselves through God's lens, that we see ourselves through God's promises, and we see ourselves how He sees us. And therefore we have a shift of mindset, because we're not thinking about how we look in a bad mirror. We're thinking about everything He's told us and everything our bodies can do. And the third point is to reconnect with your body, because when you feel like this, you often feel a bit disconnected. You're not really proud of your body. You're feeling a bit blur. And it's important to reconnect. And you can pick something that will make you feel a little bit better. So it might be putting on some nice clothes that don't feel tight, some spacious but really nice clothes. Might be painting your nails. It might be having a bath. It might be going out for a walk. Might be putting on your happiest playlist and having a dance. Just try and reconnect with your body. Try and remember how good it is to you, and just start to make yourself feel better in a little small way, and that will have a snowball effect and you'll start to feel better. So you need to just reconnect with your body, even though it's the last thing that you want to be doing. Okay, so that's 3 quick tips for when you feel a bit clothes are a bit tight, you feel a bit disconnected from your body, and you just don't feel as great about yourself as you did the day before. And that can happen for many reasons. Can be some salt in your diet, not enough water, something you ate, the actual volume of something you ate. It can be the weather, it can be your hormones. There's so many reasons, and in reality it probably isn't that you've put on fat from one day to the next. So just try and find some ways to navigate this, because we will find it. Whatever size or shape you are, you will have these days. So use it as a motivator to make sure that you have a few days of nice, clean, light eating and drink lots of water. Build yourself the most flattering mirror possible, as in look at yourself in the best light possible and through what God says about you. Surround yourself with positive things and positive thoughts, and reconnect, because there's been a disconnection. You're not feeling as great about yourself anymore, and you need to reconnect with your body. Do something that you know will make you feel a little better, and that will start the snowball process. So here's to getting through those fat days and feeling proud of your bodies and everything that they can accomplish, even if we do have a little bit of funny perspective on it sometimes. Hope that's helpful. Take care and see you all soon. Bye.